What if I told you that right now, somewhere over Ukraine, a 19-year-old kid with a PlayStation controller just took out a $50 million Russian tank? And he did it from his grandmother's basement, 300 miles away, using a drone that cost less than your monthly car payment. This isn't some distant future scenario. This is happening today. While we've been debating the ethics of autonomous weapons, the future of warfare has already arrived, and it's being controlled by teenagers with gaming skills. But here's what the Pentagon doesn't want you to know. Those cheap Ukrainian drones, they're just the beginning. What's coming next will make everything we thought we knew about air power completely obsolete. The age of manned aircraft is ending. The age of the drone swarm has begun. Let me take you back to September 2019, Saudi Arabia's Abqaiq oil facility, one of the most heavily defended industrial sites on Earth. Patriot missile batteries, radar systems, the works. The Saudis spent billions on air defense. Then, at 4 a.m., something extraordinary happened. 18 drones and 7 cruise missiles, launched from Iran, slipped through every defense like ghosts. They hit 19 targets with surgical precision, cutting Saudi oil production in half overnight. The total cost of the attack? Less than $20 million. The damage? Over $60 billion in market losses. It was like using a $20 hammer to break a $1 million window. But here's what really shocked military analysts. Those weren't sophisticated military drones. They were modified commercial aircraft that you could buy online. Iran had just proven that the future of warfare wasn't about who had the biggest military. It was about who could think the smallest. And that was 5 years ago. What's happening now makes that attack look like a practice run. The drone revolution. Picture this. It's 2006, and the most advanced military drone in the world is the Predator. It costs $30 million, requires a team of specialists to operate, and can barely stay in the air for 14 hours. Fast forward to today. A Ukrainian soldier can walk into an electronics store, buy a commercial drone for $500, strap explosives to it, and take out a tank worth $3 million. The math is absolutely insane, but that's not even the crazy part. The crazy part is what's happening with artificial intelligence. I recently spoke with a former DARPA engineer who told me something that gave me chills. He said, "We're not just building drones anymore. We're building digital pilots that never get tired, never get scared, and never miss." These AI systems can process information 1,000 times faster than human pilots. They can coordinate attacks with hundreds of other drones simultaneously. And here's the terrifying part. They're learning from every engagement. Remember those Turkish drones that devastated Syrian forces in 2020? The AI analyzed every successful strike, every defensive countermeasure, every tactical mistake. Now that knowledge is being shared across entire drone networks. It's like having a pilot who has the combined experience of every fighter ace in history, but can think at the speed of light and never makes the same mistake twice. The swarm nightmare. Now let me paint you a picture that keeps every air defense commander awake at night. It's called swarm warfare, and it's about to change everything. Imagine not one drone, but 1,000, all coordinating their attack through artificial intelligence, all sharing information in real time, all adapting to your defenses faster than you can respond. The US military recently tested something called the Replicator program. They launched over 100 drones simultaneously and watched them coordinate a complex attack without any human input. The drones communicated, adapted their tactics, and overwhelmed the target through sheer numbers. But here's what's really incredible. Each drone cost less than a new car. The entire swarm, 100 autonomous killing machines, cost less than a single F-35 fighter jet. A Pentagon insider told me, "We're not fighting pilots anymore. We're fighting algorithms. And algorithms don't get tired, don't get emotional, and don't care about self-preservation." China is already deploying swarms of over 300 drones. Russia is testing autonomous submarine drones that can hunt enemy ships for months without human contact. And Iran, they're mass-producing kamikaze drones like they're making smartphones. The scariest part? We're still thinking about this like it's traditional warfare. But when your enemy can launch 1,000 drones for the cost of one missile, all the old rules go out the window. The human factor. Here's something that haunts me. I met a Ukrainian drone operator last year, 22 years old, used to work at a video game store. Now he's responsible for more enemy casualties than entire infantry companies. He told me something I'll never forget. The hardest part isn't the killing. It's that I go home to dinner with my family every night, while the people I'm fighting die alone, thousands of miles away. This is the new reality of warfare. Soldiers who fight from their living rooms, pilots who never leave the ground. Wars where the most dangerous weapon isn't a gun or a bomb. It's a teenager with good reflexes and a stable internet connection. But it gets stranger. Some of these drone operators are developing what psychologists call moral injury. Not from what they've done, but from how disconnected they feel from it. It's like playing the world's deadliest video game, except the consequences are real. And here's what really keeps me up at night. If a 22-year-old with a gaming background can become a lethal weapon operator in weeks, what happens when every country has thousands of these operators? We're creating a generation of warriors who never see their enemies' faces, never hear their voices, never have to look them in the eye. The question is, what does that do to the human soul? The Countermeasures war. But here's where it gets really interesting. While everyone's focused on building better drones, the real innovation is happening in the countermeasures. Germany just deployed something called smart ammunition, cannon shells that can be programmed mid-flight to explode at exactly the right moment to create a wall of shrapnel. It's like turning the sky into a deadly spider web. Israel is testing laser weapons that can burn drones out of the air for about $1 per shot. Think about that. We've gone from $50,000 interceptor missiles to $1 laser pulses. But the most fascinating development is what I call drone-on-drone warfare. The US is developing hunter-killer drones whose only job is to find and destroy enemy drones. It's like aerial dogfighting, but with robots. Picture this: swarms of attack drones being hunted by swarms of defender drones, all controlled by competing AI systems, all learning and adapting in real time. It's like watching evolution happen at light speed. And here's the kicker. Some of these systems are so advanced that human operators can't even understand how they make their decisions. We're creating weapons that are smarter than we are. The question isn't whether we can control this technology. The question is, can we control ourselves? The future battlefield. So where is all this heading? Let me paint you a picture of warfare in 2030. The battlefield won't have soldiers on it. Instead, it'll be dominated by autonomous systems, drones, robots, and AI-controlled weapons, all fighting each other while humans watch from hundreds of miles away. Wars will be won not by who has the bravest soldiers or the best generals, but by who has the smartest algorithms and the most efficient manufacturing. It'll be like playing chess, except the pieces move themselves and the board keeps changing. Some military theorists believe we're heading toward post-human warfare, conflicts where humans are too slow, too emotional, and too fragile to participate directly. But here's what really scares defense planners. What happens when these systems become so advanced that they start making strategic decisions without human input? When AI decides not just how to fight, but whether to fight. We're not just changing how wars are fought, we're changing what war means. And once that genie is out of the bottle, there's no putting it back. The stakes. The drone revolution isn't just about military technology. It's about the future of human conflict. We're creating weapons that can think, learn, and kill without human emotion, without human hesitation, and without human mercy. The countries that master this technology first will have an advantage unlike anything in human history. But the countries that lose control of it, they might not survive to learn from their mistakes. This isn't happening in some distant future. It's happening right now, while you're watching this video. The sky above us is already being patrolled by machines that can make life and death decisions faster than we can blink. The age of human-controlled warfare is ending. The question is, are we ready for what comes next? While we've been watching the skies fill with autonomous drones, something even more revolutionary has been happening beneath the waves. And it's so classified that most people don't even know it exists. I'm talking about DARPA's newest secret weapon, unmanned underwater vehicles that can hunt enemy submarines for months without human contact. These aren't just underwater drones, they're autonomous predators that are rewriting the rules of naval warfare. These UUVs can dive deeper than any manned submarine, stay submerged for years, and coordinate attacks with other underwater systems through quantum communication networks that are impossible to intercept or jam. While everyone's been focused on the drone war in the skies, the real revolution has been happening in the depths, where the stakes are even higher and the technology is even more advanced. So here's my question. If autonomous drones are changing warfare above the surface, What happens when that same technology goes underwater, where it's completely invisible and virtually unstoppable? If you want to dive deep into DARPA's most classified underwater weapons program and discover how these ghost submarines are preparing for the next generation of naval warfare, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. The drone age has arrived in the skies, but the real war for tomorrow is being fought in the depths below.